Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving straight into the V3 updates for Varka from the 6.4 closed beta in Genshin Impact. His elemental skill got some solid motion value bumps, his C6 constellation saw a tweak to that Crit DMG bonus, his signature weapon lines up way better now with faster stacking, and I'll break down the fresh calcs, showing about a 5% team DPS lift in premium setups. How these play into his rotation as an Anemo-claymore main DPS, team synergies that make him shine, and where he stacks up against the current meta. By the end, you'll know exactly what shifted, why it matters after his 5-year wait as the Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, and if these changes move the needle for pulling him.
First off, a quick refresher for anyone new to Varka. This guy's been teased since launch as Mondstadt's top knight, the one who left for Dragonspine and left Jean in charge. His kit revolves around a sustained dual claymore normal or charged attack string infused with mixed Anemo plus party element damage. His primary damage comes from that skill loop. Tap E to leap forward with AoE Anemo damage, enter Stormward Charge, and gain 2 uses of 4 Winds Ascension. Normals reduce its cooldown for spam, and you can cash in for Azure Devour, his enhanced charged attack that hits multiple times. Before V3, calcs had him sitting around 90 to 100,000 team DPS in top teams, which felt rough next to 140,000 plus monsters, like the best Pyro DPS. These V3 tweaks target that core skill, his big payoff ability, since that's where he spends most field time in a 18 to 20 second rotation. The star of the show here is the elemental skill buffs, straight from beta tester reports. 4 Winds Arise, that follow-up part you get on normal attacks, jumped from 236.8% plus 127.5% motion value to 316.4% plus 170.4%. That's roughly a 34% overall increase on that chunk alone. Then Azure Devour, the special charged attack you swap into for those fat multi-hits, went from 126.4% times 2 plus 68% times 2, up to 168.5% times 2 plus 90.7% times 2, landing another 33% bump. Put together, his skill parts saw about 33% more multiplier across the board, which directly juices his main damage source since he weaves these into every combo. Now, testers say it smooths out his loop without changing animations or interrupt resistance we know of yet. For casual players, this means his normals and charges hit noticeably harder in practice, especially if you're not pixel perfect on inputs. Flowing right from there, his C6 constellation got a quiet but welcome adjustment. The Crit DMG bonus per stack from swirls jumps from 15% to 20%. That's every swirl proc on enemies giving him extra crit punch, stacking up during his field time. Since his skill spreads elements like crazy for those swirls, this synergizes perfectly with Anemo teams full of off-field appliers. Whale Varka owners will feel this most in extended fights, pushing his personal DPS higher without needing perfect artifact substats. It's not a game changer for C0, but it rewards investment, much like how C6 Bennett amps teams beyond free-to-play limits. Speaking of rewards, his signature weapon, Azure Fang's Oath, ties in beautifully with these tweaks. The raw numbers stayed similar, but the stack ramp speeds up dramatically. Triggers drop to every 0.01 seconds from 0.1, hitting max 4 stacks faster for that 7.5% damage bonus each, and it now meshes better with his attack strings and C6 swirls. In rotations, this means he peaks damage quicker, aligning stacks right when he dives into Azure Devour or 4 Winds follow-ups. Testers on X pointed out how this caters to his kit more, turning a clunky passive into a reliable ramp. Compare it to Serpent Spine on a budget. Sig gives that extra Crit DMG synergy without the debuff, perfect for his crit fishing builds. Now, how does all this shake out in actual damage? Theory crafters wasted no time dropping sheets just hours after V3 hit. Take it back UTEF's calc on X. in a premium 20-second rotation, Duran EQ for Pyro application, C6 Bennett TEQ for heal and ATK, Venti EQ for grouping, then Varka E into N5D with 2 N4CAs and N3, team DPS went from around 129,000 pre-V3 to 135,000 post, with Varka's personal jumping 91,000 to 95,700. That's a clean 5% uplift. Varka carrying about 70% of the team's output at 1.35 million total damage over the rot. Another spot check on his C6 burst showed 86,000 to 90,900. Community estimates put medium teams at 105 to 112,000 now, optimized flips hitting 120,000 with R1 Serpent or Sig. Before, Max was scraping 100,000. These buffs push him from low-mid to solid mid-tier. Like Natlan off-meta carries that clear content but don't top spreadsheets. Rot limits and field time cap the gains. He's on 14 to 19 seconds out of 20, but the MV jumps offset that enough to feel responsive. If you're building him, stack ATK %, Pyro DMG Sands, Crit DMG Goblet, and Crit Head on Rising Winds set for Swirl City. These numbers hit different when you see player takes pouring in. On r/Varka and X, it's mixed positive vibes, relief after early beta doom, but folks wanted burst overhauls or rotation fixes for true hyper-carry status. At Furabina summed it up with, "He got buffed, let's all jump," half sarcastic but nodding the step up. We can breathe easier since skills his core, though not insane yet. You can call it nice MV increase, but not a huge buff, echoing the 5% reality versus 33% raw. Reddit threads like the V3 full changes post have hundreds upvoting discussions on Synergies, with comments hoping for V4 tweaks like better burst distribution. CN community via translations feels similar, playable, but needs more to compete in 6.x Abyss. After 5 years hyping this bear of a knight, fans are locked in, even if he heals enemies, one poll quipped. But meta chasers eye skips for better options. What about you? Does 110,000 team DPS get your primos, or are you waiting for live tests? Team building wise, these buffs highlight his best buddies. Duran for constant pyro to swirl into his skill, her EQ applies off field, letting Varka vortex everything. Venti sucks enemies in tight for max AoE overlap, while C6 Bennett keeps him topped and buffed. That combo hit 135,000 in calcs. Nicole rumors aside, beta unconfirmed. Early pyro like Chevros could work for overload swirls if she fits. Avoid spread-heavy comps. He thrives on pyro vaporized transforms. Historically, Hoyo buffs beta chars multiple times, so V4 could add 20,000 plus if burst gets love or rotations tighten. Keeps the hype alive. Wrapping his viability, V3 lands him playable for sure. Clears spiral easy. Fun in open world with those dual claymores swinging. Not topping leaderboards yet, but for Anemo fans tired of Xiao's stamina attacks, he's a fresh claymore king with swirls scaling. That's your full scoop on Varka's V3 beta changes. Numbers crunched, reactions real, future open. Beta phases keep rolling, so stay tuned. If you dug this breakdown and want more Genshin deep dives like it, hit subscribe and bell for updates. Catch you in the next one.